Get this thing going. That is super weird, Restream. We'll give people some time to get back in the chat room. Let's see if we can get that going. We'll give it some time to let people get in the chat room and see if our audio is good. That's the software issue, I guess, but it is what it is. We're going to keep it moving. And we'll give people time to let it populate. Let people jump in the chat room real quick. You can hear it now. Good. Okay. That's absolutely weird because you know what I changed? Absolutely nothing. I changed absolutely nothing. I just did a refresh and wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. So we'll give people a little time to jump on in here before we jump back into it, because now my title has changed, everything has changed, but it's all good. So we'll give people a few seconds to jump in here real quick. While we do that, we'll just give people a few seconds. I know it's taking some time. That is absolutely weird. All right, it's all good. Sometimes you you know, have a few issues. It's all good. Give people about 2 minutes to jump into the give people about 2 minutes to jump into the room. We update the title because the title is saying something weird. Okay. Let's see if we can get this cracking. Man, hey, as soon as I started talking about how other companies are making money off you, it was like, nah, bro, we gotta let you go. It was like, nah, bro, something ain't right. Stop telling people that. It's weird. It's weird how it works, but it's all good. We will it's all good. We'll keep it moving. Okay. While we doing that, let's get into it while we got time. We are live on both Facebook and we're live on both YouTube. But let's chop it up again. Like I was saying before I got disconnected somehow, some way, even though I literally did nothing different. Companies have been making money off your content for years, and you want to make sure that you start to monetize it. You make money off of it. You want to make sure you do a lot to start to bring in some money, bring in some bread off of content, because content is valuable. However, you know, you've been told to be a consumer and not to understand the value of your content. So one thing I try to push here is helping you guys understand that camera you got can make you a ton of good money. You should be living pretty decently. When I say pretty decently, depending on where you are in the country, 6 figures is the bar. For me, 6 figures is the bar. You should be at 6 figures, period. You should be sleepwalking to 6 figures. So what I've done is I've taken my past experiences of what I've learned being in business, bumping and scraping and doing everything to help other people understand the business side of it. So let's see if we can switch back to it without being disconnected. Let's see if we can share that screen again. All right, before I even start talking, I want to make sure y'all could still hear me good, because what's crazy is it's still showing audio on my side. Just want to make sure y'all can hear me before I say anything else. Before we go into it. Going slow mode again. Slow mode. Okay, cool. Audio's good now. So let's just look over at the curriculum, because there's some things that's really important that's added to the first module. Again, it's build or create, build, grow. One is to help you create the company, right? Everything you need to know about LLC, taxes, banking, understanding your company image, how to look big. You know, the goal is to go after big clients. A lot of people are like, well, where are the clients at? The truth is, you haven't presented yourself in a way where you're attracting companies. Companies do business with companies. They don't buy from people. Walmart don't buy from people. They sell to people, but they buy from other companies. But if your company doesn't look like a company they would do business with, they won't do business with you. And that's why you're missing the big checks, because those who have the big checks spend it with big companies. So some of the things, the intro talks about what to expect, info about me, how to prepare for growth. Section 2 talks about the fact that you need to be honest with yourself. It's going to be a throat punch, right? That you need to be honest with yourself to determine whether or not this is even right for you, because this may not be right for you. You may be a better freelancer if you don't want the overhead and the responsibility of a business. But with high risk comes high reward. Section 3 talks about the major changes in the industry. Why is that important, Ty? Because if you're taking advice from somebody who had a portrait studio, you will not make it. If you're taking advice from somebody who used to do it, you will not make it. The industry has changed even in the past 3 years, where, you know, 8, 9, 10 years ago, the only companies that really had a lot of video were companies that needed commercials or maybe training videos. But today we live in an industry where everybody needs video constantly for their social media, all day, every day. Companies are being advised to post to their social media accounts every single day, and not text, images or video. So it talks about the fact that the industry is not what it was. The next section talks about niche, right? A lot of people ask, how do I pick a niche? Where do I look to find a good niche? That section talks about that. That section talks about what a bad niche is. That section talks about whether or not a niche is relevant or not in your area. There are niches that are better in certain areas than other areas. You need to know that. That section talks about that. Next, it talks about the name. Well, why is the name so late in the first module? Why are we talking about name so late? Because it's important that you have your niche first, then you can name your company, right? Cinnabon decided they wanted to make cinnamon buns before they named their company Cinnabon. They didn't just call themselves Cinnabon and say, well, what are we going to focus on? Their name plays into their niche, so they look like subject matter experts. When you see a Cinnabon, you have no doubt as to what they do. You have no doubt as to the fact that they are the best Cinnabon you can possibly get. Even if it's not, you may have some of your favorites, but their name says, this is what we do, this is who we are. They had to come up with that name after they decide to be the Cinnabon King or Cinnamon Bun King. So that's why name is after niche. The next part talks about the fun stuff: location, LLC, phone, baking, credit card, bookkeeping, taxes. That is very important. If you do that wrong, you can possibly be in jail. But I'll give you a little tidbit, like little things that people aren't thinking about, that is in the course that will just open your eyes. I tell people all the time, don't get a PO box, get a UPS store. Why? Because a UPS store has a suite number, not a PO box. All of the companies that you're looking to do business with, all of the credit cards you're looking to get and ways you're looking to build credit, all of the utilities and your LLC don't want to send to a PO box. And you don't want to put your home address, because you're telling all the thieves in the world that, hey, guess who just popped up on Google Maps? A place where you can break in and get all this camera gear you want. So you don't want to link it back to your home address. And if you sign up with your LLC before you have the UPS box, they're going to ask you to list an address. That address will be your home address. So when somebody look up your LLC in the state, guess what home address they got? It sounds crazy, but hackers aren't just hacking on computers. They're using systems like this to find the information they need so that they can come to your house, because your website says you shoot with Reds, Blackmagics, or Sonys. They can come to your house and get the latest and greatest for 2 easy payments of free $99. That section also talks about how to build credit, your phone system, things you should know about banking when you decide to go with a banker or a bank account, as well as what order you should be doing those things in. It talks about things like what companies you can use to build your business credit. You want to build your business credit. Extremely important. There's some companies that won't do no credit check. They're like, here, let's do business. And there's some companies that will require a credit check or a security deposit, or they will ask that you add your personal credit to your business to kind of secure the credit. But that's what we talk about in that section. And we kind of point you in places where you can develop the credit. Next is logo, look, and colors. This comes later. It's a reason why it's there, right? Because once we start to understand our niche, then we know what colors favor our niche more, right? If you're going into dog grooming, you can probably get away with some browns or whatever colors dogs come in. If you're going into dental, you probably want to go bright white, cleaner colors, maybe pastel colors. However, you don't want to pick a color and you don't have a niche because your color may be something that completely turns that niche off. Your colors can't be brown and you want to go into the medical field. It's just weird. It's not a clean color. It doesn't add a clean feel. Can it be done? Possibly, yes. But if you pick your colors after you pick your niche, you can play into that favor. Next will be the gear needed. What kind of gear do you need, right? I don't want to tell you to go out and buy everything. However, I'm going to give you a tidbit that's located on the course. Redundancy. If you don't have two cameras, you don't have one camera, period. If you're not showing up to a job with two cameras, not two shots, just a second camera, you're going to have a hard time because it's going to take one bad memory card or one drop. And guess what? Not only have you lost that client, but you've lost that job, you've lost that client, and probably anything else you have scheduled for that week. You always want to have two cameras. But that's just a little tidbit. That comes from drones and that whatever you use as your main way of capturing content. Even if you are you're doing podcasts, you need to have two methods to record. So it talks about what gear you need. Number 9 talks about your target audience, understanding who are you going after. Are you just a fisherman or are you a largemouth bass fisherman? You know, a fisherman will go to any pond, any puddle and throw a rod in there in hopes that they catch something. A largemouth bass fisherman will get a boat, go exactly where they need to go during the right weather conditions, at the right lake, at the right time, with the right bait, and catch a ton of fish. That's why you can sit at home and watch TV and see fishing, and they just pulling fish out the water every 3 minutes. And you're like, how in the hell? What are they doing? They are taking advantage of opportunity by understanding who their target audience is or what their target fish is. Business works the same way. A lot of people you just got a stick and a rope and you're just hoping to catch a big fish. Doesn't work like that. So that section talks about that. The next section talks about the importance of beta testing. This, if anything, is one of the biggest Flash Film Academy exclusives. I've never heard of any other content creator tell you to beta test. They'll tell you to shoot for free. They'll tell you to build a portfolio. But the part they don't tell you is why the information is more important than the content you get. Beta testing helps you walk into a place, talk to somebody. It helps you ask the right questions so that you can build your brand and know what your audience want. Imagine if you can go talk to bass fish and say, what do you guys like to eat? Where do you guys like to swim? What's the best time of year to, you know what I'm saying? Literally, that is what it is. And you got a group of fish that's saying, we like worms. We like worms under the pier when it's cloudy on Tuesdays. And you're like, cool. So now I know what to do, how to do it. Very important when you are in business, or you can guess. You can spend years guessing. But for me, I learned that one day when I asked a client, when I got to be good friends with one of my clients, and I got to pick their brain, and I got so much out of that conversation that it was more valuable than any work I've shot, any footage that I got from shooting from them. It was more valuable than the fact that it was more valuable than what they paid me for that shoot. I was able to take that information and I was able to grow my business a lot because of what they told me, because the stuff they were going through, every other person in that industry or every other business like them in that industry was also going through it. So real important. Pricing, we talk about how to price your work. And we talk about the structure-based pricing, like how to price it, what should you be charging based on where you are in the world, and structure-based pricing. I like structure-based pricing. I can't even talk today. I don't do a lot of guessing and ballpark figuring, and I don't do kits. I don't do none of that. That leaves clients confused. That makes clients not trust you. It makes you seem a little shady because last week we did a job, you quoted us this, now we want to do a job and you quoting us something totally different. I don't understand, fam. What's up? It's kind of shady. I feel like you're trying to hit me over the head. It also teaches you how to maximize their budget. If you set it up right, a client will maximize their own budget, but you got to set it up right. You got to present it to them. The same way Subway present you with options, you don't go in there saying, "Oh, I really just want to spend $2 on a sub." You know how much you want to spend in your head, and because you have options available, you pick and choose what you want. So present options. Often, a lot of content creators don't present options. They say, "What is your budget?" And whatever I offer you just so happen to be within your budget or at the maximum amount of your budget, and that seems shady, fam. It seems shady. It's kind of like somebody saying, "Hey, how much gas do your car take?" "Oh, it takes 27 gallons." "Oh, well, this is the price for 27 gallons." But my man just got 10 gallons and he didn't pay, he paid this, that, and the other. "Well, you got 27 gallons. We're going to tax you for it." "Oh, you got a Cadillac out there." "Oh, yeah, you can afford to pay a little more for gas. So we're going to charge you more for gas." What's going on, everybody just came in the room? So having a base structure pricing allows you to simplify your pricing. It allows you to create products and packages from pricing. Hey, to do a interview that consists of 2 hours of talking head, 2 hours of B-roll, and editing for a 2-minute video is this flat price. However, we're running a special where it's discounted. So that is what the pricing portion will help you get. 12 teaches you how to know the competition, how to look at the competition, how to notice their pitfalls, what they're having issues with. When I say competition, I mean other content creators in your area. Their website is telling you a lot. Their reviews is telling you a lot. How to look at that stuff and say, "Okay, I see what they're doing. I see what they're not doing. I see where they're struggling." A lot of content creators around you are trying to do everything. They're suffering for that. That's perfect for you. Because as a niche content creator, it allows you to clean up a lot in certain areas. And you're gonna get a lot of clients that say, "Oh, I work with them, but they really wasn't experts." That's like getting the cinnamon bun from other places, and then you go to Cinnabon. Like Cinnabon is, I got a cinnamon bun from Denny's. It was but that's why I'm here at Cinnabon, because I got the taste for a cinnamon bun. And you guys are the subject matter experts that make the best cinnamon bun that only focuses on cinnamon buns. That's how you need to be with content creation. Or you can be a pastry shop that kind of do everything. 13.1 talks about building the ultimate sales tool, your website. It talks about building your website, what needs to go on your website, where to go to get help with your website, what order things should be on your website. It also talks about your email, why your email is extremely important. A lot of people skip this. They spend money on websites and then they send out a Gmail account. Why? It's a no-go. 14 talks about things to avoid, big mistakes I've made. One of the mistakes I made was cutting corners with my original logo until I received a cease and desist. Number 15 talks about books that will dramatically help your mindset. It takes a different mindset to be a boss, to be a owner, to be a CEO, to be an entrepreneur. That mindset is different from the consumer mindset you were bred to be. And you got to pull away from that. You got to make different decisions. You got to look at the world differently, because if you don't, you will go into business as a consumer and you won't survive. We know a lot of businesses that don't think about the business side of it. They feel like if I buy it for $1 and I sell it for $2, I'm making money. That's not the case. Most companies wouldn't survive if they only were able to double their money. There's usually 3 to 4, 500% markups on certain things. There's usually areas where they take a hit, in order to sell you more of something else. Don't believe me? Go look at the cost of an Xbox or a PlayStation 5 right now. Those companies aren't making money off of the system because they know the longevity of making money off software, especially when you do things like digital downloads. That's why they want you to do a digital version. There's no shipping, there's no printing, there's no CD cost. It's pure profit. That's $60 you're paying for that game is pure profit. So those are things you can think about as you talk about business. Now, that is the first module right there. There is a second module which will, let me talk about this. This is also what's included in the course. I almost forgot about it. 6 things. A beta pack, which comes with a pitch template to help you pitch to a beta client, a questionnaire, so you're asking the right questions, and your agreement slash NDA. Your agreement slash NDA talks to the client and say, hey, we're not going to share your secrets that you share with us. We would hope that you wouldn't share ours. It ain't that we will hope. We got this NDA to make sure you don't. But the NDA is in place. Plus, it shows that you're a professional business that's legitimate. You're not somebody that's in there like, you know what I'm saying? I need this hookup. You don't want to be that. Real quick, bookkeeping for the business. There is a section where I go into it on the course and I dive deep into it. Bookkeeping is, let me just be real with you. If you mess up bookkeeping, you're going to jail. You don't want to mess it up. And that's just as blunt and plain as I can be. If you mess up bookkeeping, you're going to either gyp yourself or you're going to jail, or both. So, you know, anything on subcontracting others to do commercial work. I have a lot of clients asking for work, but my current works keep me busy. But don't trust other clients. Yes, we'll talk about that in one of the future modules. Are there any extras you'll be throwing in with the buy one get two parts? We're gonna talk about that. So this is included if you buy all of them together. You get the beta pack, you get the structure-based pricing calculator, and the structure-based pricing calculator is pretty dope. Let me see if I can pull that up here while we wait. It's pretty dope. You also get testimonial request email template because you want testimonials from your client. You want them to have the ability to, you want to send out something, and I have mine automated. Not gonna lie to you. Mine is automated where after a certain amount of time, it goes out to my client and I ask for testimonials. I ask them to leave me not perfect, but good reviews, favorable reviews. I ask them to come out and film them. Next is a client request email template, which we send out to clients and ask them for referrals. Sometimes they ain't thinking about it. Hey, do you know anybody that can benefit from our services? I have an email template that's based around that. And this go out to those who have filled out my testimonial, because usually those who fill out testimonials really like your service, and you ask them for referrals. Also, I have a non-buyers email feedback template. Why is that important? That is extremely important because jobs you didn't get, people who say, no, we're going to go in a different direction. It's important that you know why they went in a different direction. This is the most valuable template you could ever get, right? All you guys that are using Thumbtack and you're not getting leads, I built my business on feedback from Thumbtack on leads that didn't buy from me. That's how I started getting better. Not the guys who bought from me, them easy. It's hard to make adjustments after a win. It's easy to make adjustments after a loss because you have more data, you have more information, you have more analytics on what went wrong. You can barely make it. You can win by 2 points and be like, gosh, what do we need to change? Okay, maybe a few things. But when you lose, you have, it's just a lot more information. And that's when I tell you, fail forward, right? It's okay to fail, but you need to fail forward. You need to understand why a client didn't choose you. And you'd be surprised at how many clients are just straight up like, yeah, I just wasn't feeling your website, or it just wasn't enough information for me to make the decision, or you guys didn't have enough information about this particular item we're looking for. You guys had everything. And that's literally, I started learning this from that. You guys had a lot of stuff. I really didn't see a lot about this one. And this other website had nothing but what we were looking for. So that is why that template is valuable. Also, client feedback form. This is a form that you will fill out yourself as you're talking to a client, right? To get more information on what they like and didn't like about a delivered video. How can we improve? I know you bought from us, you like us, you got the video, but sometimes clients will get the video, you don't know how they feel about it. Y'all just go y'all separate ways. And there was a moment where you could have improved. And the goal with business is understanding where you can improve all of the time. If you can't measure it, you can't grow, you can't get better if it's not measurable. So even during a win, you want to be able to measure what you're doing. That is module 1. There's also a second module, which I'm going to talk about here in a second. There's a second module that covers some other stuff. This is the new website, by the way. If you guys haven't had a chance to go over to it, we've made a lot of changes to the website. This is it. This is module 1. We're going to get into module 2 and module 3. So module 1 will be available very soon. Module 2 launches in February. Module 3 launches in March. So why? Good looking out, babe. Appreciate you. No, I didn't give price yet. I'm gonna give price in a minute. There's a reason why it's like that, because we're gonna start a beta program for module 1. So those who are in the beta program, I'm literally going to hold your hand through taking it. I'm literally going to make sure you get something out of it. I'm literally going to make sure you are successful from it. Why? Because this is not a get rich quick scheme. This is my blood, sweat, and tears in a course that is designed to help you grow your business. And if it don't do that, I'm not selling it. So I want to make sure, and people spending their hard-earned money. Let's be real. People working, they working for this, right? I want to make sure it's more than valuable. I want to make sure you're watching it and you're just like, you can't even talk. And I'm always hard on myself, making sure I provide that with this channel and just everything that I do, that I give, and I provide. My first sign of that was I got all hands on deck. So I got editors that I'm working with that are helping get everything done on time. And I have editors that are like, dude, I'm blown away just editing the footage. Like, this is crazy. Like, I've learned so much. I would have did this for free. So we may have you may see some of my editors in the beta team when we start moving forward, because they are just loving it. But I want to talk about the second part, because everything is here, and there are some things that could possibly change about the first part depending on the beta group that we talk to and how they feel about things. And they're if they say, hey Ty, I need more detail on this, or hey Ty, I need you to show me exactly that, then it'll be added to the course. These courses are forever updating, changing, growing courses. I will always be updating. What if I have 75% of the course completed in the work? Should I go to module 2? I would not advise it. One of the biggest things, real quick, I want to make sure I say, make sure appreciate the super chat, bro. I really appreciate. I had a good time talking to you the other day as well. I want to say one thing: the order is extremely important. The order is extremely important. I've been giving you guys tons of information over the past year. However, one thing that's really important to your success is the order. And you may have to take a step back and say, okay, let me reevaluate what I got so far. The order is extremely important, because if you go after my phone want to talk. If you go after a target audience and you don't know your niche, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. I think you should have a niche and a target audience before you start to develop the company, before you start to think of company names, colors, and logos, because you want to do everything you possibly can to appeal to your target audience, right? And I use Cinnabon as an example because they are subject matter experts whose whole brand is built around going after people who love cinnamon buns, who want desserts, period. Everything they do, from use their ovens to make the smell extra loud so you can walk through an airport or a mall and get punched in the throat. Everything they do, their placement, their name, their logo, their colors, their bags, everything about that brand is designed for people who love cinnamon buns. Your brand needs to do the same for whatever niche you do, whether it be corporate, headshots, testimonials, you work with dog groomers, dentists, whatever product you offer, your brand needs to be built around that product. It's extremely important, because whenever you meet competition, I mean, name a place you'd rather get a cinnamon bun from other than Cinnabon, like off the top of your head, other than the place you know personally that's like, okay, I've been there before. I know I like theirs. It's my favorite. But if you had to put any other place up against Cinnabon to get a cinnamon bun, nothing wins. Just off the eye test, nothing wins. So think about Krispy Kreme, right? Think about their name and their brand. Somebody say Auntie M's. Maybe. I like Auntie M's, I ain't gonna lie. But if you had to decide, like if you had cinnamon bun versus Auntie M's, you know what Cinnabon does. Auntie M's, you gotta see it. You gotta walk up and read the menu. So you want to build your brand to go after your client. And we got to determine who that client is. We got to know what they do, what they like, what they're into. That needs to be done first. Then we can get a logo. Then we can get colors. Then we can get the company name. Then we get logo and colors, right? Because if let's say if you're working with people that deal with golf, you probably want to add green to your color. Green and white will probably be your base colors. So something you definitely want to do. Before I said Gmail is obsolete. Gmail as your personal account is completely obsolete. Yes, don't do it. It makes you look like a scam. I don't trust Gmail accounts. I don't care if they're coming through my PayPal. I don't trust Gmail accounts. Especially if you're think about it. What if Comcast emailed you from a Gmail account? Right? What if your credit card company said there's been an issue on your credit card from a Gmail account? This is American Express. We have did you make this purchase? Yes or no from American Express Supercard at Gmail. Instantly, you're like, ugh, something ain't right. So you want to definitely do that. Noticing a lot of international peeps in the chat. Is the business aspect of the module strictly US focused or is it more generalized? That is a great question. It is definitely generalized. And that is why I invite some of our international guys to join our beta group just to help make sure it's even more generalized. That's the benefit of having a beta group to come in and say, hey, Ty, we should add this or we should take this out, or I wish I had a little bit more of that. You literally get to help form the final product. You literally get to say, this is what I run into. I wish it had that. Cool. I'll create a section for it. We'll add that to it. Let's go through module 2 because there's a lot of other stuff. Module 2 talks about what to expect. It talks about being ready for business. Like that's a lot into itself. Turning leads into clients. I'm getting people on my website. I'm getting people call. How do I turn them into a client? It talks about the proposal. What needs to be on your proposal? A la carte items, the placement. It talks about how to sell stories by telling your own. It talks about the importance of showing value. It's really important. It's really important that you understand how to show value. Little things like pictures of your team working with the client shows value. I'm gonna teach you how to show value, right? You got to show value so that you can ask for this big check you want. Without showing value, people gambling. They rolling the dice. They like, I gamble about $300 to see if it come out. But if you show value, if you're a sure thing, people spend $3,000 without a problem, right? When you go to the dealership and you go to certain companies like Mercedes have built themselves on showing value to become a luxury brand. They're so good at it that their logo and symbol alone brings prestige. Like people wear Mercedes-Benz logos on their shirts to feel high and mighty. Like it's just a Mercedes logo. I feel good about myself. People would rather buy a used Mercedes than a brand new Kia just to have a Mercedes. Like think about that for a minute. Think about how much of a consumerism. Like think about that for a second. If you need transportation, they would rather buy a 5-year-old Mercedes just to say I have a Mercedes than a brand new Kia that will get them back and forth with more reliability. So that's something to definitely keep in mind. And it's something you got to realize as you become a business owner. If I already have a business that I'm restructuring, is this course appropriate for me? I already have a logo, website, networking with others. Yes, because it helps you evaluate whether or not, because you can have a logo that can be working against you and not even know it. I've been there before. I had a logo and some things that were a part of my business that were hurting me, and I had no idea. until I brought in, I was doing one-on-one coaching and I brought in a consultant, spent thousands of dollars for somebody to say, why do you have this? I don't know. I thought it was dope. It looked good. Yeah, but this is what clients are running to as they're coming to your website. It's hard to read, this, that, and the other. It was just stuff I didn't think about. And you'd be surprised what you're doing, like self-inflicted stuff that you're doing, that's slowing down your clients, that's slowing down your ability to turn leads into customers, that's slowing down your traffic on your website. It's something that was a throat punch for me. That's why I always talk throat punch, because I remember every major throat punch I received trying to build this business. I remember every Popeye's biscuit I ate without water trying to grow this business. And I'm trying to help you like skip them, like overcome them hurdles so you're not in the same place. Because I'm sure it's a lot of you guys that have invested heavily in your website. You think it looks good. You think your logo looks good. You think you got a pretty good demo reel, and you're at home waiting for your phone to ring and you don't know why. And a lot of that comes from lack of business knowledge, because we think that because we are consumers, we know how the business works. And I tell you all the time, you and I have been eating apple pies for our whole life. I don't care how long you've been eating apple pie. You can't determine what temperature that oven was on to cook it. You can't determine how much butter in it. You probably can't even figure out how many apples went into one apple pie. You don't know how much cinnamon, how much vanilla. You don't know the ingredients of it. Even though you've tasted it every single day of your life, you can't replicate it. You think you can. You can get some apples and chop it up and put it in some crust and throw it in the oven and hope that you get it. But you'll be like, man, something ain't right. Something ain't right. So what I do is break down the business side, break down the understanding, the theory behind why you should be doing what. It's cost me tens of thousands working with consultants and just busting my ankles and arms and scraping my knuckles figuring it out. But once it clicked. And I was like, okay, I'm on to something. Once I went from, I hope I get a client this month, to I hope I be able to pay bills. I hope we can keep lights on. I hope I can get, when it went from that to, hey, I'm sorry, we're booked until who knows when. Like, I can put you on the waiting list. You'll start to understand the difference. You'll go from hoping you get business to being selective. Like, I choose the jobs I want. I choose the jobs I want. There's certain months I shut down and I'm not working. I'm taking that month off. But you have to get in a position where you attract the right type of client consistently. My bad on the long rant on that, but it's really important. It's something that just took me time to learn. I went from hoping and wishing. When you go in business, it's scary because you don't know whether you're going to float or it's going, you do it with what I call handlebars. It's the handlebars theory, where you're hanging on one bar and you're swinging, hoping to grab the next, and the bar is further or closer every time, and you don't have consistency, right? You want to make it where the bars is super close and you're just doing this and not you swinging or hanging for the next bar to appear. So yeah, we're gonna get into that in a minute, because that course we're gonna throw in with the beta program. We're gonna get into that in a minute. Tosh showing everybody how to survive and thrive. Yes, I'm giving you everything. So yeah, the handlebars is something that it sucks. And some people do it with relationships. Let's go to relationship. Some people do it with relationships. They hold on to somebody that's they okay with until they find something better, because they don't want to be in limbo or in the air flying. So, it's we certain people do that. They meet somebody they like, and okay, now they want to end it with this person. I'm done with you. I'm handlebarring over to the next. So it's crazy. I try to keep it clean, Roman. I'm trying to, I try to keep my glow up to par. So, importance of showing value helps bring in the right type of clients. Look big to get paid big. I cannot stress how important it is for you to look like the company that you want to be. Because you'll get paid like that company. And businesses do business with businesses. They don't hire people, like I said. But if you're a big business, if you're a nice business, they won't stutter when it comes to the price, right? Just like you don't stutter when Mercedes say that car is $118,463, you don't stutter, you pay it. You pay it. But if you at a B lot and they like, oh man, this car is 17,000, my man just put the new motor in it. You're like, hey man, can I get it for 16? Okay, let me see. You don't want to be in that situation. You want to say a price and have a clientele that's like, perfect, we'll take it. We'll take two. You have to work to attract that client. That client is not going into a B lot negotiating with a used car. You have to look like it. So, number 8 is the callback. Why is that important, Ty? Because you need to know how to approach that client after they've seen your proposal. You need to know where you should be coming, like how you should be landing that plane, that jet, right? Because there's some things you need to look out for and signs from clients that you may not pick up on if you haven't been trained to, like a client that has not looked at a proposal, or at least they say they haven't when you sent it with Proposalify and you know that they've looked at it. In fact, you know that they spent 72% of the time the proposal's been open on the budget part. Now I know that they have an issue with budget, especially if I'm calling and they saying I haven't looked at it. How do you handle that situation? We talk about that. We talk about making sure you reintroduce yourself, making sure you, because business owners are busy. People who work for companies are busy. They got other stuff to do, right? They're hiring you to handle it. I don't want to just deal with it. Let me know when it's done. I just want to take the credit for it and present it to my boss or my clients. I don't got time. I'm paying you so I can take the credit for it, right? Period. Let's make it easy for them. So the callback is extremely important. So important, they got 8 different sections. The callback is extremely important. We talk about things like how to overcome objections. Nah, man, you ain't got the money. I'm going to tell you how to overcome that. We talk about things like how to apply urgency. So, we're going to just wait a minute. We're going to just see what. No, I'm going to teach you how to overcome that. We also talk about asking for the sale, because you can call them and walk them through it. And they like, yeah, that sounds real good, man. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. Hey, yeah, I'm going to go watch the football game. Yeah. Okay. I'll talk to you later. Just missed your sale. So you got to ask for the sale, and we talk about ways to ask for the sale. That's right. Tell them, create it. Tell them to go to go mode real quick. Good guy right there. Number 9, we talk about services I use to help me close sales. There are some services that I use that help with closing sales. I've mentioned one is Proposalify. Number 10 talks about insurance. There's a few different insurances you need to know about. There's project insurance, there's personal insurance, there's drone insurance, and there's other insurance. And we talk about everything from business insurance to insurance that protects you from a client tripping over a wireless microphone, breaking their elbow, and they're trying to sue you because, remember, you showed all this value. You look like this big company. People see opportunity in that, right? I tell people all the time, I've never been cut off more in my life while driving on the freeway until I got a van that's wrapped with my company logo, because people were trying to cut me off and get paid, because every billboard says I'm the Texas Hammer and we're going to sue these truck drivers, and every commercial during the day, we're going to sue everybody that cut you off and we're going to get you $1 million. And they see me and they're like, this multimedia company, oh, I'm about to get paid. I'm going to cut them all the way off. I'm going to tear my car up around them. And they want to sue you. I know in America, I can't speak for other countries, people find opportunities in that. They see that they look at you, they see that you are a big business. You're here working with Walmart. You must be a big $1 trillion company. We can settle out of court for 500,000 and I can go on about my business. So you need insurance to protect every aspect of your business. I have business insurance before I have health insurance sometimes. That's just me, because I know that people look for, and listen, I'm going to tell you, I learned this from a close call. I learned this, thank God I had video captured on my truck, because I learned this the hard way. I didn't learn this. I didn't have somebody say, I had to present a file like, look, they cut me off. Here's the tape. And they were like, oh, snap. I didn't learn this from somebody saying, you know what, it'd be a good idea. No, I learned this from almost losing everything. So, but I had the mindset to protect myself and have cameras and stuff. So I teach you that so you won't be in that situation where you're starting a new LLC because somebody then took everything from your old one. So it's important that you know that. And as a business, people are going to they're looking for opportunity. There's people who don't want to work for it. They want it given to them. There's lawyers that'll take the case for free. That just like, oh, you're getting sued by this big company? Oh, we'll take this for free for our 20% because we know we're about to go in and ask for 50 million and settle for 1.2. Protect yourself. And that insurance is really dirt cheap. It's dirt cheap. You probably pay less for all three of those insurances together than you would for car insurance. Other insurances talks about how to have more coverage on things like your homeowners or your renters insurance, overlapping coverage for gear and things like that. Like if you have really good renters insurance or homeowners insurance, if somebody break into your car and steal your $6,000 Ursa Mini and your car insurance is like, well, we only cover cameras up to $1,000. You're like, what kind of camera I'm gonna get for $1,000? You have overlapping insurance to help supplement that cost, and that's something that you don't want to learn the hard way. You don't want to learn this the hard way. You don't want to be out of a camera. I just seen a guy post a video recently about somebody stole his A7S3. I still ain't even got my A7S3. I'm still waiting on mine. And it sucks to have it stolen. And you were just out of luck. Like, what are you going to do if you got business? Like, not only do you lose the A7S3, but if you're booked, you're missing money. That cost of that camera is more than $3,500 when you're missing $20,000 worth of work. You got to go rent a camera, and I ain't got time for that. So next is managing social media presence. This is for you. This is what your brand needs to be portraying and pushing on social media. It's very important that you build your brand or you help build your brand with social media. And there's certain things your client is looking for when they're snooping around and they leave your website. It's certain things they want to see to trust your brand. So if you posting crazy stuff like cameras and you at a party and they don't want to see that. That's hurting you. All right. Number 12 is the right way to advertise. Like people want to know, how do you advertise? How do you market? You got to make sure you market the right way. Now that we got your niche, now that we did everything from the first part, we know who our target audience is. We know what their favorite color is. We know where they like to hang out. Marketing pay-per-click may not be the best thing for you. If your target audience is a avid golfer, it may be cheaper to spend $500 to appear in a golf magazine with way more results than it would be to spend $500 a month to do pay-per-click. What works for you won't work for them, depending on what your niche is, right? If your niche is beauticians and barbers, it may be beneficial for you to team up with the big hair show in your area to be a part of their literature and their emails. It may be, there's other ways to market than the regular pay-per-click Google, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat they have a system to just spend your whole budget ASAP. That's just what they do. If you know how to work it, can you get a return on investment? Yes, but it changes constantly for a reason. They are improving it, but you got to be a pro and stay up on it and live in that world to be super successful at it. So there's other ways to get your target audience. That is a great way to do it, but I want to talk about other ways to advertise because a lot of you guys are sitting on a lot of you guys are sitting on niches that are easy to get to. The target audience are easy to get to, and y'all skipping over something simple to go to Google and Facebook because as a consumer, you're being force fed the idea that Google and Facebook advertising will solve everything. And in some cases it will, but there are a lot of cheaper ways to advertise. Like I tell people all the time, if you do any type of events, you need to be in, like if you do corporate events, you need to be with corporate event planners to the point where they know you, where they're tired of seeing you, where you running in with Red Bulls and coffee from Starbucks. You can take a corporate event photographer coffee from Starbucks 4 times a week and spend $100 a month, if that, and develop a relationship with somebody that can pack your calendar until you tap out. or you could spend $500 a month in hopes that you get somebody to click on your link, come to your website, you convert them, you do all of that. You can literally spend $100 a month and build a relationship with somebody who can just put jobs on your calendar, and you can eat. And all you got to do is show up, shoot, go home. So there's other ways to market and advertise other than what you're being forced to think. Email marketing. You think it's dead? It's not. I'll tell you this, and I won't go into detail. Old clients are a lot cheaper to get than new clients. Old clients know your work. They know what to expect. They know your price. They're 5 times cheaper to acquire than new clients. 14 talks about working leads and referral sites, thumbtacks, barks, how to work them, why to work them, when you shouldn't work them. I'm gonna tell you, well, I'll leave it for the course. There's a lot of things to learn about it. 15 talks about uniforms, not just where to get them from, but why you need them. How many do you need? Depending on where you are in the world. We have coats, we have summer gear, we got fall gear, we got summer gear, and winter gear. I got coats, I got hats, I got gloves. I have a set of clothes for whoever I may hire in multiple sizes. So I can say, what's your size? Here's a shirt. See you tomorrow, whatever. But we talk about that in detail, what to get, why to get it, and what to think about. I got short sets like UPS. I'm showing up like Brown. So something to think about. Number 16 is word of mouth by request. How to request referrals. Why this is big. Some of my best clients, and I got referrals to work with companies like Louisville, Kentucky was a referral. It was the business school in Dallas. I can't think of the name of it. UTD, Dallas Business School was a referral. They didn't find me off advertising. I've had referrals that were big companies. All of those guys who are in handling marketing or learning and development, those guys hang out with each other. They went to school together. They have connections. Those guys just go off to different company. I've worked with companies that the company downsized and sent employees everywhere, and those employees went to different companies that called to hire me. Remember me? I used to work over at such and such. I'm now over here. Hey, we need some videos. I got over here. They got no videos. We need videos like the ones you did for us at the other company. Say no more. I'm there. So, but you got to ask for it. You got to stay in contact. 17.1 talks about what not to do. Some areas I really messed up in. So hoping that you could avoid it. 18 talks about books that would dramatically help you get in the mindset of building your business. 19 is conclusion. So that is module 2 that launches in February. Module 3, we'll go over that. We'll run through that one a little quicker. But module 3 talks about a little bit more. Here, nope, that's not it either. Let me pull up module 3 for you real quick. Thought I had it popped up here. Here we go. Module 3. Let's talk about it a little quick. Let's go through it so you guys can get an idea. All right. Number 1 is what to expect, of course. Number 2 is tools and services used to streamline the process. Like, what do I use daily? Like, what is my CRM? Things like that. What do I use and how do I use things to help with the day-to-day? You don't want to be writing on notepads about clients. You want to, when a client call in, have the ability to pull up their account and see what you quoted them, what you talked to them about, who you talked to, what was their deadlines. You need all that information in front of you whenever you talk to that client. It's very important. It'll help you close the sale. It'll make you seem more attentive. It'll make you seem like you care. It'll make you seem like you are the subject matter expert that really want to help them create this content. It'll seem like you are a big business that's been doing this for a long time. You're experts and they should trust you. It adds value. Little stuff like that that'll cost you $8, $10, $20 a month will go a long way. It'll remind you to send follow-up emails. It'll remind you to make calls. It'll allow them to look at your calendar and book a shoot, and you don't got to do nothing. Whatever they see is available, they can book it. You don't got to keep, hey, what about Thursday? What about Friday? What about, you got time for that? Here's my calendar. Book the day that worked for you. I'll be notified. My team will be notified as soon as you book it so I can see who's in and who's not, who I need to replace and who I don't. Things like that help. Number 3 is understanding the customer's buying process. That's something you subconsciously go through whenever you make a purchase. You may hear about an item. Then you may go to find a video on YouTube about it. You may do price checks. You may put it in your cart and go back and forth. You may see if it's on sale. You may buy it. We have a buying process that is universal across buying that everybody does subconsciously. But here I'm going to help you understand it so that you can build a brand to stab people in their pain points throughout this buying process. What do I mean, Tar? It's important that if you get somebody and they're like, well, we just check in and see what if you know where they are in the buying process and you can ramp them up to the next part. Or you can help overcome objections that they don't even see yet. Because what I tell you, when a client say, I never thought about that. You got them. I ain't never think about that. Yeah, we got to think about you got them. Now you have taken the power, as my uncle say, the power as the subject matter expert, and they're following your lead. If I got on here and talked about a bunch of crap you already knew, you would be like, okay. But because I can help you discover new things and learn new things, you like, I think this guy know what he talking about. If you can go implement it and get results, you like, this guy know what he talking about. So understanding the customer buying process will help you know what's coming, the roller coaster that's coming. It's a map to where they may be mentally. And it's good for you to understand where your client is so you can know how to prepare for battle. You know what's coming next. Hey, before you even say it, I want to make sure I give you the information on the process because I know, boom, I know where they are. They're thinking about it. They're just trying to understand how this is going to work for them, how they fit into my idea. I've already gotten it ready. That will blow their mind. That'll blow their mind. For those who love language is gift giving, who likes gifts, to have somebody give you a gift without asking, to have somebody do or speak to your love language without you having to explain it, makes you love that person even more. If they say, hey, I know that you like physical touch, I'm just touching you. You know what I'm saying? I know you like quality time. I'm just want to sit in the room with you. Those are things that makes them love you. Understanding the buying process, customer buying process, is like learning somebody's love language and then doing it before they can even say it. Some people just want you to love them without explaining, without asking you to love them. That's literally what you're doing. There will be no live Thursday. No live Thursday. Number 4 is using YouTube to hack Google rankings. There is a method that I have been using to hack Google rankings that you can use for yourself and for your client. That's a little tidbit that I threw in there. I don't know nobody else is doing it, but I'm doing it and it works. And it ain't no weird crap. It's just understanding where Google's going. Number 5 is more ways to increase sales with add-ons. Very important that you understand more about a la carte items and things you can do to add to the ticket. I'm going to show you with the pricing structure in module 1, how to be profitable. How to be profitable is extremely important, right? What you should be charging, where the gap should be, and what it costs you to do it, and what you're making off each job. It's extremely important that you understand that. Because if you're making just a little money, you ever did a job and you made enough money where you almost broke even? Like when you looked at gas and, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, you should be making more than enough money, but you shouldn't be overcharging people. So it'll help you with understanding that. All right, let me see. Let's go to the next one. The next one is growing with outsourcing. Someone talked about outsourcing, how to hire people, how to growing with outsourcing. Number 6 talks about all of that. Why you should outsource, when you should outsource, who you should outsource to, how to upsell outsourcing, right? Because it's labor. You're getting to that cost. How do you sell that labor? How do you sell it? Go from wholesale to retail price on that cost. How to properly plan a shoot date. It's extremely important that you understand things like itinerary for a client. Where food gonna come from? We working 8 hours. We need to eat. My crew need to eat. We hungry. I'm not skinny. As you can see, I like to eat. I'll take a job based on the food. The best part about being a wedding photographer is you get to eat cake. Number 8 talks about physical appearance, not just clothing, but vehicle appearance, branding across the board, how your brand needs to bleed on everything. Everything needs to have some of your brand in it. It's something that subconsciously shows value. If you go into a Mercedes-Benz dealership, some of them have handed you bottled water with their logo on it. And you just look at it like, yo, I'm in the big leagues now. I'm buying a real car now. They all got stuff with their logo on it. It's a reason why they do swag and stuff like that. It plays subconsciously in your mind when it comes to value. Number 9 talks about van over physical location. A lot of people ask questions about the van. We talk a lot about the van, what should be in the van, what you should look for with a van, and why you want a van over a physical location in today's industry. If you want a physical location, go to JCPenney's, go look at Sears, go look at Walmart, go find a portrait studio that's doing really good. You get a van, things are different. But this helps you understand why that's important and what you should be looking for, what should be in it. I give you a tour of my van and talk about some things that I've done. One of the things, I'll give you a little tidbit, is the camera system I installed in it. Saved me a lot of time, money, and heartache. And it was a $99 add-on. Little things like that that you get to learn from me instead of learning firsthand. Number 10 is how to carry yourself on the job. I do a pre-job meeting with my team. There's certain things that I do with my team before we go in, so we're all on the same page. I don't got somebody popping off and doing dumb stuff with my logo on their chest for a big client. That's no go. And if you are a gold member, you heard of a story where I literally had to put somebody out of my van because they were going to mess up one of the biggest clients I've ever had in my life. Number 11 is close bigger sales with better testimonials, right? How to get the right testimonials from your clients that are target specific. My testimonials go after each specific type of product and target audience. I don't just get people like, they good. No, I get somebody that is designed to go after a target audience so that when I send you that proposal, you feel like every testimonial on it is talking directly to you. That will help you close mad sales. Number 12 teaches you how to be a go-to group. When you're working with a client and they need multimedia, people say, well, what if they need something else? I'm going to show you how to bring them in with that one project or that one type of product and then grow into being their multimedia company. I want to be your multimedia department. That is what I want to be for your brand. I want to handle all of your multimedia needs. This teaches you how to do that. Especially when you're working with big companies that have multiple departments. You want to make sure you present yourself in a way where that department will share you with other departments. I can't tell you how many times I have turned a customer and flipped them by 5 because it was a learning and development department or a marketing department that also shared our information, and we started working with their legal department. We started working with their mail department. We started working with their communication department. That is extremely important, to take one client and just blow up how much work you get from a client. I've had a client so big, we almost had to dedicate a crew member of our staff to that client 24/7. Like we were really tempted to give them their own line, but they were spending a lot with us. Number 13 talks about the importance of getting customer feedback. You want to grow? You want to get better? Hear what your customer has to say, good or bad. You got to get it. You can't just be like, I didn't hear from them. I delivered it. They put it on their website. I guess they like it. There's always room for improvement. And if you're not willing to improve, you're not going to make it. I get messages all the time. People are like, yo, I don't mean to be, but this is misspelled on the web. Tell me, please. Stop me. Tell me. I'm not funny about it. I'm not perfect. If it's something wrong, tell me. That feedback will make you a beast. Show me where I messed up at. And this tells you who to take feedback from. If they're not a paying client, I'm going to take a little bit of it. I'm not going to take all of it. A paying client is going to tell you the truth. That's why a beta program is important, because people are invested. When people are invested, they're going to tell you the truth. I'm invested. You invested. We gotta make something great here. So shout out to Detroit Public Schools. You're right. I blame Detroit Public Schools. So number 14 is what not to do. 15 are books that would dramatically help you get in the mindset of growing your business. 16 is outro. So let's talk about that for a second, because there is something big that's going to happen. We are getting ready to announce a beta program, right? What do I mean by a beta program, Ty? A beta program means we're going to work with 15 of you guys on the complete all 3 modules. And I'm going to work alongside of you to do a few things. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure we meet so I can understand what needs to change in this course. It's real important that I get feedback from clients that are invested into this project. Extremely important. And I hear what you have to say about the course because I want to make sure this course kicks butt. Period. I want to make sure that it works for you and that everybody who put their hard-earned money into this course leave this course just blown away. I want to make sure I help you. Let me be clear on what it's not. It is not a get rich quick scheme. We're not doing that. It is not a pyramid scheme. It is not a no crap like that. It is legitimate business knowledge from experience, from me paying for one-on-one consultants and bringing in all kind of people to help grow. That has worked for me and others that I've been around to help you build your business, to help you fill in the gaps of, because there was a lot of stuff I thought I knew. And I was like, oh, that's how that worked. Okay. To help you build your business so that you can pay your bills and build a company that's bigger than yourself. My goal with Flash Film Media, Flash Film Academy, is building a company like a Ford, a company that continues to go. Let me give it a second because a lot of people are saying it's a little slow lag. Make sure you guys hit the refresh button. So we're launching the beta program, and I want to kind of go into detail on the beta program because the course, the audio is good, but the video slowed down. We're gonna give it a second. I want to make sure you guys. I want to make sure you guys are aware that the course, each class is going to be each module is $750. Together there'll be a bundle price, but we're going to have. I think I know why it's doing that. Let me see something real quick. Let's get rid of these windows. Give me a second. We'll get you right. All right. Okay. So make sure everybody's good. So with the beta program, the first 15 people join, which will go live Black Friday, literally at 12:01 a.m. The first 15 people have the benefit of joining the beta course. If you're in part of the beta group, my job is going to be to make sure that you are successful so that I can continue to build this course so others can be successful, right? I'm only accepting 15. Somebody said, I'm gonna tell you why I'm only accepting 15. Because this come with consulting. If I accept 50 people, I gotta talk for 50 hours on the phone a week. It's not a good look, fam. I can't, I don't, nah. I still got another business to run. I don't have the time to dedicate to it. So it's just not going. I can't do too many. When it go up for sale, anybody can purchase it if they want to. But the beta package is coming with me as a consultant to help you implement the things that I teach on the course. It comes with a group where the beta testers come together to help me, you know, make sure the course is what it should be. Help me define the course. It is first come, first serve. Gold members will get first shot at it. I'm gonna be real with you. Gold members will get first stab at it. Friday, gold members get it. Cyber Monday, it'll be available to everybody. But that's the thing. I want to make it when you are a part of the beta test, the beta group, you will also get the 5 key steps for creating an effective portfolio that converts. You'll get that course for free. You'll get all the 6 packs that we show, which includes the one thing I want to talk about is this, because I don't think I've talked about it. I don't think I've talked about it. This is something that's extremely important. Let me let's pop in here for a second. Okay. This will also come with it. Let me go full screen. So this is the Flash Film Academy structure-based pricing calculator. This is something I've been working on for a second, fam. Let me show you why it's so dope. Okay, let me find the window first because I can't even. Boom. Okay, let me show you why it's so dope. So what this allows you to do, and if you've watched my structure-based pricing, I allow you to enter a day rate. How many members, how many days we're working, how many hours to determine what the base rate should be, what the hourly rate should be, and what the total cost. So if I'm working with a client, if I'm saying my day rate is $1,000 and I'm working with a client and it's just me for 1 day and 8 hours, this is what the cost should be to the client, right? This is what the client will pay for overages. This is what the base price for the first hour would be. This is what the total price for 8 hours would be. Now that's easy when it's just you. However, if I have a shoot that got two people, I like to do the second person at a discounted rate of 80% of the day rate. This does the math for me. For a complete day, the base rate is now 720. The hourly rate is 155. The total project cost is 1800. It does all the rounding up to the next number as well. So if I'm doing a 2-day shoot, let's say if I'm doing a 3-day shoot and we're working 4 hours a day and I got a 2-man crew, I know what the base rate is. I know what the hourly rate is. I know, and this base rate is per day. I know what the hourly rate is. I know what the total cost is. That is, it took a long time to get this formula together, but it's there. This is included from my beta testers as well as a part of the beta group. Because I fully explain structure-based pricing and I talk about why it's important to That's messed up. This is a glitch. I'm using Restream. I don't know if you guys can hear me. All right. I don't know if you can hear me now because this is weird. Yep, we good. Okay. Okay. Flexicution. We're gonna stay flexible with this thing. Let me cut that down because that's annoying. Okay, we're gonna get ready to wrap in a minute. But real quick, before we got cut off somehow with that way, we're recording live from the iPhone Pro Max here. iPhone 12 Pro Max is pretty decent. But one of the things I want to make sure I talk about is before we get ready to wrap, we get ready to launch that on Friday. We also have our cease and desist pack that's coming. Let me make sure I get out of there. Let me see if I got audio on there now. That's weird. That's super weird. All right, we'll give it a second. Or our second angle here. Make sure you guys can hear. That's YouTube for you. Where's the button at? I can't even hit it. Anyway, with that being said, we're gonna make sure I mute all of that. That will be launched on Black Friday, 12/01. It's just Restream is acting weird. I'm gonna have to contact them about that. Probably because we're streaming on multiple platforms. Sometimes it get weird like that. So beta testers, let me make sure I make something clear. Beta testers will get access to all three modules. The first module will launch December 1st. The other two will launch February and March. However, beta clients will get modules as they become available. So you may get the first 6 chapters, and then the second chapter, you'll get it up until the release date. That's one. Number 2 is you'll also get the 5 key steps for creating an effective portfolio that converts. You'll definitely get that. You'll also get, I'm trying to cut this volume down. You'll also get, make sure I mute it. You'll also get all of the packs that come with it. So you'll get them as they launch because they aren't out yet because I don't want to push them out until I get feedback on the first one. Because if I get something that's weird or different, I want to make sure that everything's not out and then I got to go back and change everything. So the first one will launch pretty much Black Friday or December 1st. You'll get the complete first module. It's all done, all the packs, the calculator, everything. So you'll definitely get that in case people want to see the split screen, which is weird. Wait, that's not what I want. Yeah. So this is me comparing using my phone here, whatever. So I want to make sure this is weird. Anyway, I'll write them about it. But for now, this is how we're coming to you. We're coming to you live like this for a second. So that'll be launched. We also launching cease and desist. Cease and desist kind of template. Whenever you have somebody that is using your music, using your video, it's a cease and desist template that will show you how to copyright your content so that you can provide a cease and desist letter. Those will be available on Black Friday, as well as 30% off everything, merch, one-on-one consulting, and every course and contract, except the beta course, of course, because the beta price is 1/3 of what it will cost. Somebody said the red colors look better on the phone. I guess it looks pretty decent. Okay. You get to see some of the stuff. I guess you get a different look. With that being said, I'm gonna get ready to wrap. I need to contact Restream and cut into them a little bit to see what's up with my setup because they're acting real weird right now. But if you have any questions, what time zone? Central time zone. Central time zone will definitely be the time zone. So we'll definitely launch that Central time zone. Big shout out to Parker, man. Parker has been helping me. That's not what I'm looking for. Parker has been helping me grow and build this thing out with graphics and all of the nice graphics that you see. He's been a big part of that. I want to make sure I give him a shout out. And there will be other members on the team who are a part of the project who will also be in the beta program. So if you see a few people over the designated amount, they will be there. There will also be a private group for the beta testers because I need to get your feedback. We need to be able to talk and chop it up. And those that's serious about it, I want to have a place where we can really dive and discuss some of the topics that are on there. So there will be a private group for beta testers. We will have a Zoom meeting once a month to kind of talk about some of your hurdles, as well as you'll get, once you've completed the course, you'll get a one-on-one to kind of answer any questions and help implementing things. Because that's the thing. I want to make sure not only do you see it, you get it, you learn about it, but implementing is, and I talk about that in the course, you got to implement it. Like, you can talk about it all day. You got to have the ability to implement it. So it's extremely important that I help you guys implement the stuff that we talk about. I can tell you all day and night, but to help you implement it is where it's at. All right. So we'll get ready to post that. I'll post graphics to it. If you are a gold member, you can already see graphics. If you're not a gold member, I'll post it. Remember, gold members get access to it on Friday. So I get first dibs. Everybody's not a gold member get access to it on Monday, Cyber Monday. So everybody get the regular discounts on the website, but I'll make sure people get access to it. If the gold members go through and they take everything, which I'm not anticipating it, but if it happens, I may make a few extra slots available for those who are not gold on Monday. The goal is, I'm not trying to have a lot of people, because I got to do consulting calls, and I got other business to run, and consulting calls, like courses is fine because once I created it, I'm not glued to it where I can go and still run my business. But consulting calls, I gotta, it takes time. It takes time away from the Flash Film Media, which right now, balancing Flash Film Academy and Flash Film Media is tough. Plus, I'm a dad. I got kids. I got kids waiting right now while I'm doing this live and I'm on here. So you will get access 1201 from the community tab of the YouTube channel. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel. The community tab will have a link where you can get access to it. Gold members. Regular members will have it there as well, and it will be on the website for a short period of time until it fill up. Then I'm pulling it. So with that being said, my goal is to help you grow your business, help you do great things, help you, take your business to the next level. And we're going to definitely do that. All right. So I'm going to ask everybody to stay safe. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. I got some videos scheduled to go live throughout the week, so you guys will have some content and you're not left in the dark. But you guys have a good Thanksgiving and be safe. And let's make 2021 epic, man. Let's go ahead and set it up. Let's get this bag in 2021. Definitely. Where the party at? Party's at grandma's house. That's where the party at. Definitely. Make sure y'all stay safe, man. I had enough COVID scares, and you get them Q-tips in your nose. Bro, I got a big nose and it's still not comfortable. So if you ain't got a big nose, it's gonna hurt even more. Just want to keep it real with you. It sucks. It sucks. Anyway, y'all stay safe, and I will see you guys on the next video. Make sure you go over and check out flashfilmacademy.com. If you logged in, it's a whole different page. The home page is different. I've done a lot of work over there to make it dope, and try to provide the information that you guys need to be up to date as far as latest videos and things like that. So make sure you go ahead and check out Flash Film Academy. I'm working, man. I'm trying to make sure I give y'all everything y'all need to make sure you are successful, because that's what I want to do. I want to see you win, because we got a yacht party scheduled in the not so distant future. BYOY. Bring your own yacht, but you're gonna get you there. We're gonna get you there. So I'll see you guys later. Y'all stay safe.